What if I told you that the exercise advice you've been following for years might actually be holding you back from achieving optimal health after 60?
What might actually be holding you back from achieving optimal health after 60? Here's something that shocked even me as a medical.
A groundbreaking 2024 study from the University of Copenhagen followed 8,000 adults over age 6.
Reduce their risk of falls by 73% and increase their strength.
That's not a typo. We're talking about nearly doubling your physical capability.
Look at this regeneration rate. It's incredible.
We need to run the confirmation again immediately.
Agreed. Double-check everything before we proceed.
The researchers were so surprised by these results that they repeated the study twice to confirm the findings.
Joint pain decreased by 67% compared to just 12% in walkers. Bone density increased rather than just maintaining.
Bone density increased rather than just maintaining. But here's what really and why you my attention. And you need to hear this.
Adults have a mortality rate 3 times higher over the next 5 years. That's how fundamental this movement is to your overall health.
To perform modified squats to chair properly, start with a sturdy chair that puts your knees at about 90 degrees when seated.
Stand in front of it with your feet hip-width apart and toes pointing slightly outward. This foot position is crucial. Cross your arms over your chest. Now slowly lower yourself toward the chair by pushing your hips back. Now, slowly lower yourself toward the chair by pushing your hips back first, like you're trying to close a car door. This light touch ensures you maintain muscle tension throughout the movement. Immediately reverse direction and stand. Start with 5 to 8 repetitions and gradually work up to 15 to 20. The Stanford Longevity Center conducted
where they had adults over 60 perform chair squats 3 times weekly for just 6 weeks. The results were
extraordinary. Participants increased their lower body power by 47% from strength.
And it's actually more important for preventing falls and maintaining independence.
Their walking speed increased.
Staying active is key to healthy aging. But when challenges arise, advanced imaging helps us look closer at the brain.
The exercise was literally rewiring their brains for better movement patterns. Here's a progression strategy that research showed.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The #1 exercise that's revolutionizing how we think about fitness after 60.
The #1 spot goes to bird dog hold progressions, and when you understand the science behind this
The bird dog hold is great. The medical community and researchers at Harvard agree. This is the movement I teased at the beginning.
This is the movement I teased at the beginning, the one that increased lifespan markers by 42% in Harvard's research.
The bird dog might look unusual, but it's the only exercise that simultaneously addresses every major details, including core stability, balance, cognitive function, back health, and even bone density.
Maintaining this position activates something called cross-lateral neural firing. Your brain has to coordinate between its left and right hemisphere.
Scientists discovered it activates something called mechanotransduction pathways that literally reprogram.
You can even reduce dementia risk by 31%, according to research from the Cleveland Clinic.
Here's how to perform it correctly, starting with
the basic version. Get on your hands and knees on a comfortable surface like a yoga mat or carpet.
Hold this position for 5 seconds initially, focusing on keeping your hips level and not rotating your body.
The key to making this exercise incredibly effective is the progression system.
Week 1 through 2, just hold for 5 seconds per side.
Week 5 through 6, add a subtle pulse movement where you lift your extended arm and legs. This pulse activates even more muscle fibers and challenges your stability further. By week 7 and 8, you can
And I'm saving the best for last, because once you understand the science behind it, you'll never look at exercise the same way again.
which removes visual balance cues and forces your proprioceptive system to work harder.
The research on bird dog progressions is simply stunning. A study from the Mayo Clinic followed 500 adults over 60 for 2 years.
Those who performed bird dog exercises 4 times weekly showed improvements that seemed almost too good to be true. Core strength.
But here's the finding that shocked researchers most: bone density in the spine.
But here's the finding that shocked researchers most. Bone density in the spine and hips increased by 3.2%. As we age, we often see bone density loss over time. But the mechanism behind these improvements relates to something called mechanotransduction.
The mechanism behind these improvements relates to mechanotransduction. When you hold the bird dog position, you're creating specific mechanical forces on your bone.
Release. When you hold the bird dog position, you're creating specific mechanical forces on your bones, muscles, and connective tissues.
And they respond by rebuilding themselves to be more resilient. Research has shown that the bird dog position.
Before we begin, tell us in the comments now your age and where you're watching us from.
They found that it activates more diverse brain regions simultaneously than any other single exercise they tested. The areas involved in balance, coordination, spatial awareness, and executive function all light up together.
Scientific findings show brain volume increases.
Growing new brain tissue.
We're reading and replying to every single comment, so drop your comments below. Now, without any further ado, let's get started.
Wall push-ups with a hold. Starting with number 5 on our countdown, wall push-ups with a hold might seem too simple to be effective, but the science.
Research from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity in 2023 found that adults over 60 who performed wall push-ups.
Loss of upper body strength directly correlates with inability to perform grocery tasks,
like carrying groceries, opening jars, or catching yourself if you start to fall. The wall push-up with hold specifically, these are the exact movement patterns you use dozens of times throughout your day without even realizing it. To perform this exercise correctly, stand about arm's length from a wall. Place your palms flat against.
Your feet should be together or just slightly apart. Now lean forward slowly until your nose nearly touches.
This is where the magic happens. Hold this position for 3 to 5 seconds. You should feel engagement through your... Take 2 seconds to lean in. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then take 2 seconds to push back. This slow, controlled movement activates something called time under tension, which research shows is far more effective for building. The beauty of this exercise is its adjustability. If it feels too easy, step your feet further back from the wall. Proprioception is the medical term that describes the body's ability to sense its own position, movement, and action.
Take your time, we're almost there.
Here are 3 simple ways to make your home safer and prevent falls.
Now let's move on to an exercise that targets a completely different but equally crucial aspect of aging well.
Number 4 brings us to seated leg lifts with resistance. And if you think sitting down means this exercise is easy, you're in for a surprise.
Number 4, seated leg lifts with resistance.
A 2024 study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine found that seated leg lifts with added resistance
improved walking speed by 28% and stair climbing ability by 45% in adults over 60. These aren't just rando numbers. Walking speed is considered one of the most reliable predictors of overall health and longevity in older adults.
Doctors actually call it the sixth vital sign because it's that important. The seated leg lift with resistance works by T.
Yet traditional walking doesn't strengthen them effectively enough to combat age-related decline. Here's how to do it properly. Slowly lift your right leg straight out in front of you, keeping your knee as straight as comfortable. The goal is to lift until your leg is parallel.
The goal is to lift until your leg is parallel to the floor. But don't worry if you can't get there initially. Hold this position for 2 seconds, then slowly lower back down. That's 1 rep. The critical aspect:
keep your back pressed firmly against the chair throughout the movement. This ensures you're using the right muscles and not compensating with momentum or back strain.
Perform 10 to 15 repetitions on one leg, then switch to the other. What makes this exercise particularly effective is something called unilateral. training. By working one leg at a time,
which addresses muscle imbalances that naturally develop as we age. To maximize benefits, gradually add resistance every 2 weeks.
Is what stimulates continuous adaptation. Studies show that muscles and bones respond to progressive overload at any age.
Debunking the myth that you can't build strength after 60. In fact, percentage-wise, older adults often
In fact, percentage-wise, older adults often show more dramatic improvements than younger people because they're starting. Before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit that like button so more seniors can see it, and subscribe.
coming in at number 3, standing heel raises with a balance challenge might look simple, but they're addressing one of the most overlooked
aspects of healthy aging: your calf muscles and ankle stability.
Are you hurt? Let's take it easy and get you back on your feet. I think I'll be all right, thank you.
Strength decreases by 1% per year after 30. 1 in 3 adults 65 plus falls each year.
Weak calves mean poor circulation, increased swelling, and higher risk of blood clots. To perform standing heel raises with a balance challenge,
Start by standing behind a chair, lightly touching the back for balance if needed. Now rise up onto your toes as high as possible, really pushing through.
The calf raise is a fantastic way to build strength and stability in your lower legs. Be sure to use a chair for support.
Hold the chair lightly for balance. Slowly and with control, lower your heel back down. This eccentric or lowering phase is where most of the strength building actually occurs. Start with 10 repetitions and work up to 25.
This you can do 25 with good form while barely touching the chair. Progress to doing them on 1 foot at a time. This single leg variation
had biological age markers equivalent to people 15 years younger. Their arterial flexibility was 43% better than age-matched control.
Their arterial flexibility was 43% better than age-matched controls. The researchers discovered something remarkable about the heel raise movement pattern.
It activates what's called the muscle pump mechanism more effectively than any other exercise. Every time you rise up and lower down, you're literally
squeezing blood vessels in your calves, forcing blood back toward your heart.
This improves circulation throughout your entire body, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to all your organs. Participants in the study.
But here's what makes this exercise truly special for people over 60.
creating new neural pathways that enhance coordination. MRI studies have shown that this type of balance training actually
To get maximum benefits, Perform heel raises at different speeds on different days.
One day a week, do them more quickly but still with control. This variation in tempo challenges your muscles in different ways.
This variation in tempo challenges your muscles in different ways and prevents adaptation.
Now we're approaching the top 2 exercises, and number 2 is going to surprise you with its incredible efficiency. Our runner-up position goes to modified squats to chair, and before you worry about your knees, let me share some.
Let's take a closer look at how the knee functions.
The key word here is correctly, and I'll show you exactly how. This exercise earned the number 2 spot because it works more muscles simultaneously than ALM.
We're talking about your glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, core, and even your back muscles, all working in concert. Here's why this matters so much after 60. The sit-to-stand movement is something you do dozens of times daily, and it's often.
All right, push up slowly. You've got this. And hold it right there.